Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and today is my oldest daughter's birthday, so I'm going to make her a card, and I thought I would bring you along with me. We're going to make what a lot of people out there are calling a wiper card, and I did not originate this. I've seen it everywhere on lots of different Pinterest, and I don't know, I've seen it on Facebook, different places, so it's not my original. You're going to start out with a piece of cardstock, and you need 2 pieces for this. That is 4 1/4 by 6 3/4. Put it in your scoreboard on the 6 3/4 inch, and you're going to score at 1 and at 1 3/4. Okay, and then you're going to do the other one the same way, at 1 and at 1 3/4. Okay, alright, that's all the scoring we're going to do right this minute, so we can lay that aside. Go ahead and fold and burnish these. Now, you're going to fold like a Z fold, so you're going to fold the one that's closest to the middle in, and then you're going to fold this one out. So I'll show you in just a second. So see, we got a Z fold there. And you're going to do the same thing on this one. So fold this in, and then this one out. And just kind of make sure that all of your edges are matching up. That makes a big difference in this card. Now the way this card is going to go together is like this. It's going to go together just like that. And our little wiper part's going to be on the inside in there. So I'm going to straighten that back out for just a second. Now, what I'm going to use for my wiper part is this little piece of, I know you can't see that, it's a little piece of acetate. And I just got this off of some packaging. I saved my packaging and I use the acetate that's off of it for cards and different things. But this piece is cut. You can use just a regular piece of cardstock. You don't have to have acetate. This piece is cut at 2 by 2 3/4. Now, the only thing about acetate, it is harder to score, and you're going to need to score just a little edge on this. So what you're going to do, let's see if I can do it this way. You're going to, I'm going to get it on here, and then I'll zoom in so maybe you can see what I'm doing. You find a good clear place on my ruler here. Okay, that looks good right there. Let me zoom in and see if you can see what I am doing. Sorry about the shakiness of my camera. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm putting that point right there on the 1/2 inch mark, and then I'm making sure that this edge of the acetate and that edge of the acetate is on a mark there, a 1 inch mark. So there's one there, and then there's one there. So I'm going to hold that really, really tight and see if I can score this. It's going to be a lot more difficult than scoring paper, but I think we can do it. Just going to take going over it quite a few times. Okay, so let's see if you can see that. Well, there we go. You can see that score line. So I am going to try to bend this one way and then the other, and I'm going to do it easily because I don't want to break my acetate. So I'm going to do it very easy. So I'm folding it that way, and then I'm folding it the other way, just to kind of break down some fibers in there. Not enough that I'm going to break the acetate, but I just want to break those fibers down just a little bit. So just keep folding, and if you're using cardstock, this part will be very simple. So I'm just folding it back and forth. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out before I forget. Okay, So we're just folding that a little, and we're hoping this is going to work correctly. I've not tried it with acetate, so we will find out shortly. Now you're going to come down, and we're going to get my ruler again. On this line right here, this score line, you're going to come down 1 3/4 inches. And let me do it from this end. 1 3/4, and then I just make a little mark on there. And we're marking the inside so it's not going to show. Just make you a little mark. Now what this is going to do is this is going to glue down this little flap right here. Is the only thing you're going to put glue on, and it's going to glue down right there. So I am going to use score tape because I really don't think that any other type tape is going to hold this acetate. Like I said, this is my first time doing this with acetate, so we're hoping that it works correctly. If it doesn't, we can always take it out and put a piece of cardstock in there. But I wanted to try it with acetate because I wanted it to be kind of clear. So we're going to put that, the end of that, right on that mark, and just make sure that it goes straight up that score line, just like that. Okay, so see, I put it right there, and I made sure that it run straight up that score line. Okay, and now let's see if it is going to work. Okay, so what I did is I just bent this over, closed it up like that, and then this piece will go on top and all this will get glued. And then when they pull on the edges, that will pop out. Did you see that? Let's see if we can do that again. When they pull on the edge, that's going to pop out. Okay? And it will get looser. Like I said, the acetate's pretty tight, but it will get looser as we work it and as we put everything together. But right now, this is gonna be my front. So I'm gonna put some paper on here to do some cover. Some mats. This mat is cut at 4 1/8 by 4 7/8. So we're gonna put this down first. And let's see, I'm just gonna use this tape runner. It's not my favorite, but like I said, I need to use some of these up. I had these for our classes, and the ones that didn't get used up, I'm trying to use them here. Okay, so put that one down. And then this piece is cut at 4 by 4 3/4. And my daughter is like me. She loves teal. That's one of her favorite colors. So, and I'm trying to see, no, I think I want that side out. So we're going to do it in teal. Whoops. And make sure that I don't have any tape sticking out. And I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way on this paper, but we're going to put it down just like that. And this is some older paper that I've had for a long, long time. And of course, this comes out of the American Craft cardstock packs that we have. This is out of the Tropical. So then on this piece right here, we're going to cover that as well. So this one is cut at 4 1/8 by 7/8 of an inch. Okay, and then this one is cut at 3/4 by 4 inches. Okay, so we got that, just like that. Oh yeah, that's going to be cute. Okay, now what we're going to do, this is the back, but I do want a little message on the back as well. So I have this large stamp from Echo Park, and it just says celebrate, party time, happy birthday, make a wish, on and on and on. and it's just a big background stamp. So what we're going to do is I want to put this down like that, somewhere close to the middle. And I'm just going to ink it up. I'm going to try to do a little bit of tone on tone. This is not exactly the same color, but it will be close enough. And this is our Oxide inks from Tim Holtz. So I'm just, and I don't care if it's a little bit sketchy, that's fine with me. This is the Cracked Pistachio. So now what I'm going to do is, this is my outside, so I'm going to lay this down. I want to make sure that I get that happy birthday in there. I'm just going to try to center it best I can and as straight as I can. And then I'm just going to put down a piece of paper and then just kind of rub that in. Like I said, I don't really care if it's sketchy or if it stamps perfect. This is just to get a little bit of that happy birthday on there, and I like that. See, it's just a little hint. There you go. You can see it now. Okay, so we're going to lay that right there and let that dry. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this die, and this is the die that I've had for a long time. It's just a scallop die. I think it's 3 different sizes. I'm going to cut this out. So I'm just going to place that down there. I'm using the same cardstock as I used on the back. And we're going to run it through our Big Shot. See what we get here. Oh yeah, that's going to be really pretty. And I just tap it on there and it knocks out all of those little pieces. See? Comes clean. And I think I will be able, let's see, that's going to go on there just like that. And then I'm going to do a little white piece there, and I think that will do my sentiment. Let's see where my sentiment is. Yes, that's going to just fit my sentiment. My sentiment says, happy birthday for sure. Okay, I'm going to use this piece of cardstock. It's just a scrap piece of Nina white cardstock. So I'm just going to put that down right there. Grab my other plate, put that on, and run it through. And I'm going to run this one back. I don't have to, but sometimes with these smaller dies, it just helps get all those little pieces out. And then I just, like I said, I beat it on something and everything pops out usually. And if it doesn't, I use my little everything tool and poke it out. Okay, so let's set this aside. So we've got a couple pieces here. When I get through die cutting, I have little giblets everywhere. So that's going to go right there. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. And now we're going to use our Misty, because I want to make sure that I get this really, really straight, this stamp. So we're going to put that in there. Pull off this happy birthday for sure. This is from an older, it's a Joy Claire stamp set that we had last year in the shop. I think it's cute. Of course, you know that I love anything that has to do with the beach. So let's see if we can line that up pretty well. Pop that down on there. Make sure that our little scallop is straight. And I think he is. And then we're going to use some VersaFine ink to stamp this. Now this is a brand new stamp, so I'm hoping that it's going to stamp well. I didn't condition it or anything, but we're going to see if it will. Oh yeah, I like that. That's fine. No problem. Maybe a little bit off, but she's not going to care. That's good enough for us. See, I'm looking for a baby white. I apologize that I haven't had a lot of videos up lately. Since we've been back from our classes in Tennessee, it has been kind of crazy around here. So we've been trying to get all of our shipments out and get everything done and make sure that all the customers are happy. Alright, we're going to put this up on some, and I think I'm going to use our foam tape. So then we're just going to center that right there. And then we're going to put this on that right there. So again, I'm just going to use my tape runner on here. Press that down. Just about there. Okay. All right. Now this back is nice and dry, so we are ready to put this together. Okay, to put it together, I'm going to use some score tape because she is going to be pulling on this, so we want to make sure that it stays together really well. So I'm going to use some score tape right there, and then some right up to at the edge of this score line, right there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, now the way I do mine is I lay it out flat and glue this down so that I can make sure that I have both edges really well put together. Now I'm going to make a real quick little envelope to attach to that flag, and I'm hoping this is going to work too. I just cut a piece of that cardstock at 3 by 3, and this is the little piece that comes with your Martha Stewart scoreboard, and I just put it in there at the corner. Put my paper up like that, and I'm going to score it at 1 1/8, and then I'm just going to turn it. Okay. A lot of people don't know this is in there. It's in the back of your scoreboard right here, if you have a Martha Stewart one. Okay. So let's see if this works. I'm going to fold it and then I'll trim out some little pieces. Because we always give our girls cash just because I'd rather them go buy what they want is for me to buy them something and it not be something that they need or want. So we just give them some money. And this will be just fine to roll up a few bills in. So all I'm doing now is just cutting out that little bitty corner right there where the score lines cross. See how they cross right there? Maybe you could see it. I'm just cutting that little corner out. And this is one of those situations where you will want to cut on the inside of the score line. That will make it come together a lot better. So see, that's going to make a cute little envelope. So we're going to use some of our glue. Put that down. This is a very thick cardstock. It's the reason I said I hope this works. Not used this thick of cardstock on the inside of that before. Now you see where these little nibs are right here? If you don't want those on there, you can trim them off. I think they're fine. When I fold that flap down, I'm just going to leave them. But you could always trim those off. You can make this with your envelope punch board, but to me this is just a little bit simpler, a little bit quicker. You can grab that out and no problem. Okay, so let's see if this is going to go down in there. I think so. Okay, there's our little piece. So what we're going to do is make sure that we can get this down in there. I'm going to sit it right on the edge of that so that it doesn't hit anything as it closes up. And I'm going to put score tape on the back of this as well. Let's see. Make sure that I put it in the right place. Okay, I think a couple of pieces of score tape will hold it. Maybe. Okay. Let's see if we can get this on that piece without too much trouble. There we go. Okay, now once that's closed, and I'm just going to put a little glue dot on it for right now until I put the cash in there, and then I'll seal it up. Okay, once that's closed, then that should slide back down in there just like that, and then pop it up, and there is your flag. It is a little bit tighter with the acetate, but I like it because it doesn't show on the back as a white piece of cardstock. So I like that. That is the card. Isn't that cute? And I love how that back turned out. Just a little bit of a note. And I can always write my sentiment on there still, and you'll be able to see it just fine. And of course, what would a card be if I didn't put bling on it? So let's see what type bling we want to put on there. I think I might put these little hearts on there. So I will put one right there, one right up here, and maybe another right there. So there we go. If you enjoyed this card, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will try to have another video for you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.